right hip in straight. Move the shoulder, then move the hip. Side leg.
Hello? Hey Tom, this is Doug Phipps. Do you have a moment for me, please? Sure. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how I can work and who would let me work so I could save a little girl. I've got a 6-year-old little girl, Tom, and they've been hurting my kid. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. You have to wait a minute so we can have a more in-depth conversation, but tell me what you're talking about. On which part? Well, just, I need more information than you just threw out at me before I can respond even, really. Well, I just need where I can work, any lessons or anything I can do to try to round up work so I can make money and get an address so I can file for custody and rights to my child. She's in really bad hands. They molested my kid, Tom, and basically had me sign a thing bringing in gun control or they wouldn't leave my family alone. My life's been made very difficult. Well, Doug, I can't talk quite yet, but you have a tendency to do that to people anyway. You did it to me. I don't understand your issue with me. You went to authorities and made accusations about me. Oh, no. Yes, you did. I didn't go to any authorities. No. Going back, when I went to, Baker, so, now it's really complicated. So, when I went to Baker, after my dad was murdered, I kind of ran straight to the people that killed my dad. And I had to do a lot of direct and misdirect to get in and end up being in the position to find out what I needed to find out. That was using my overseas mode of operation. It didn't go real well for me. I found stuff out, I got hard proof, I got hard evidence, but it didn't go well for me whatsoever. As far as I didn't go to authorities against anyone, but I'm sure my online post that would make shit happen. No, Doug. So, Doug, I never tried to be anything other than a good person to you. I agree. Okay, and I'm still trying to be just that. Yep. Okay, but I want to caution you that maybe people don't remember things they do. Maybe they're in states of minds or they don't recall events. But this thing with me and what you did with me was more than just post things online. You went and talked to people. You made accusations about me and others to authorities who conducted an investigation, who, at least momentarily, although it doesn't bother me in the sense that I don't have anything to hide from them and I didn't do anything wrong, so look up any ass you want to look up. But I don't expect people that I know and I'm loyal to and at least friendly, maybe not friends, but friendly to cause disruptions in my life like that for no reason. I didn't do anything. I can't say people fuck with me because I've done things to them, but I didn't do anything to you, except, like I say, always try to be a good guy to you. I agree. So let me touch on that point, if I may. So, on from that, I guess. Can I touch on that point real quick? So, sure. Okay, so Department of State Hillary Clinton's office showed up, and the Portland detective that covered up the murder of my dad. And then they pretended they were doing some big investigation over what I'd been through, but they weren't. All they did was extort me 30 times before bad things happened. So as far as me going to anyone, I didn't go to them. The Secret Service and all those guys came to me. And a lot of times I didn't say anything bad about you, not once, not ever. They twist things and try to make a commotion to force someone in a more isolated and worse spot. They're very dishonest. For some reason, hold on. For some reason your phone's breaking up. I can barely hear you now. So I did get in my car, but sitting in my car, I can barely hear most of what you're saying. So hold on. Okay, try again.
Okay, so my dad was murdered.
You didn't go to... Okay,
No.
murdered.
They found out he was allergic to morphine. They changed his will. My brother-in-law's dad was Secret Service. I didn't know that at the time until after they killed my dad. Then they gave him morphine, and basically killed him in front of my family. Department of State from Seattle, Dave DeLuise, showed up, and a Portland detective, Dan Andrews, and pretended they were getting the people that killed my dad and yada yada, and sent me to Baker City, Oregon. They weren't trying to get anyone that orchestrated all this. All they were really doing was putting me in a worse situation. I mean, they'll say anything and lie to anyone to get them more isolated and more in a bad spot. I've never met people that could lie like that in my life. I never went to any authorities and did any such thing. What I did do was try to use my mode of operation in the past to, if you can follow it, gain deep cover and get the people that killed my dad. So in a sense, I gathered a lot of proof, I got a lot of evidence, I got the goods on them, but I'm the one in the end that got framed and set up and arrested and false allegations and railroaded by the Secret Service and yada yada.
So when do you let go? So when do you stop chasing?
I ain't chasing. I just want to...
I mean, at some... Well, no, because you're about to, from what you're telling me, you're about to go to battle with the system again.
No.
To try to get your daughter out of harm's way and protect her. Right?
So
that you wanted to do?
Well, for that, though, what I need to do is just write my book. But I need to get horses and training and mind my business, write my book, and get an address so I can file for rights to my child. They've been molesting my kid.
Who has?
The stepdad and the grandma on them. It's what they did to the mother.
Has someone told the authorities this?
Oh, I got hard proof.
Besides you? Well, I mean, it doesn't, in this day and age, not that I'm necessarily in agreement with this, but it doesn't take hard proof. It takes concern about a child's welfare for the system to launch look into it. Like, you know, if the system wants to, they can turn your world upside down and make it look miserable and make your life miserable even if you're not the bad person.
Right.
So,
or they can protect the bad people. In this case, they would be protecting the bad people. I don't
necessarily disagree with you there. I don't necessarily disagree that sometimes the bad get protected. But my point to you is, with your history, how do you propose to take on the system if they're allowing and protecting the abusers of your daughter? Because I'm not trying to be mean, I'm trying to be honest. The system doesn't like you, and it's done apparently it's done to great lengths to make your world miserable, and they don't seem, from what you're telling me, to have many, what do I want to call it, morals in regards to what they won't do.
True.
Right? So,
yes.
So at some point I have to ask a guy, even myself, at the police bureau, at some point you have to say to yourself, why do I want to stay here? In my case, why do I want to stay working in a police bureau where the bosses don't really care for me and they'll do whatever they can to try to fuck me over or make my life miserable, and the people who are supposed to protect me, well, they're mad at me because I called their lawyer a piece of shit because he was. Right. So why do I stay here and fight this? Because they're the ones who are going to defend me, and they're not.
Right.
So fuck you people, I'm going to get out of here, I'm going to take my 84% of my salary, and I'm going to go off into the sunset. And could I have kept doing a good job, and did you people fuck things up, and are you still fucking things up? Yep. But at some point, it's not my fight anymore.
Right.
The people I went to battle for didn't appreciate it. I suffered great, what I want to call them, wounds.
Right.
Spiritual and otherwise, over the course of 25, 30, 40 years, and I think, let it go.
Exactly.
And I guess, I understand your point. You look at, and even me, I guess I'd say, I look at my child's situation and I'd say, God, I want to save you. I had this. I walked this walk. I had a child who needed saving. And in the end, my saving to my child was to say, you know what, I can't walk with you on this journey you're on. I can't take this. I can't do what you're doing to yourself. So when you're done, you come find me, and I'll be happy to pick up where we left off. But I'm not going to be part of the journey while you pollute your body with drugs.
Well, she's 6 years old.
And I know that. But that's why, and I get that. Even I wouldn't be able to turn my back on a 6-year-old child and say, grandchild, and say, well, tough shit for you. I've had a rough life. I'm not going to step up and try to help you. But I am going to say, I can't be the spokesperson to save you. Because these people don't like me. These people will discount what I say. These people will make you a greater victim only to fuck me over some more.
True.
And if I believe that, then I have to find someone else who's going to rescue my 6-year-old daughter from these animals.
Right.
And unfortunately, that means I have to figure out, get some kind of evidence, get some kind of information, and make anonymous complaints to somebody, to schools, to teachers, to somebody, until someone listens and at least looks. And if I'm wrong, so be it. I'm wrong. But if I'm right, and I save my 7-year-old, 6-year-old daughter from lifelong abuse, because she's already going to have to recover from lifelong scars from whatever these animals have done, then so be it. But I can't be the spokesperson. I can't be the guy who saves her. They won't let me. That's my point to you. Like, they won't let you. You could go win the lottery. Or if you win the lottery, you could hire an attorney who could go fuck these people over. Barring that, going back to your, I'm not trying to be mean again, your old life of writing a book and training horses and keeping your nose to the grindstone and not getting off track. And I think you know how you can get off track, and I get it all. I don't want to take medication. I don't want to I don't want someone to control me. I
get abused, and when I'm abused, I cry out, and then it's my fault for crying out, and they say that's why they abuse me when that's not necessarily the case.
But Doug, I have my own issues, and one of the things I'm learning is I'm the man in the mirror. And most of the time, when I want to know why I'm looking the way I'm looking, looking at what I'm looking, is because I'm the guy who put me there. And it could be the world's fault, but it's not. It's my fault. I've got my wires crossed. I've got off track. I'm not following my mission because nothing that bad should keep happening. And again, I'm appreciative of your desire to save your daughter. And I want you to. But I think you try to be the guy who saves your daughter. You try to be the knight in shining armor that rides in and rescues her. It's just not going to happen. They'll shoot you off the horse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, you're completely right. Exactly.
So, how do I save my daughter then? I find someone else to do it. I find someone else. I gather information. You're a smart guy. You know how to gather information. Just don't put your name on it. Just don't be the source of the information.
And don't show anyone your cards.
Be the hero.
Don't fire
the hero.
Yeah.
Well, don't be the hero. Be the guy who gets everything done and no one knows it's me.
Yep.
That's what God would want you to do. I'm not going to get all Jesus on you, because I'm not all Jesus. Well, I am believing in God.
You're kicking ass, Tom. You kick ass.
God wants you to do the right thing, and the right thing for you is not you to be the father of your daughter. Well, I shouldn't say that. You're always going to be, and you should do what you can when you're able to be a good influence, but you can't be the rescuer. The guy who's a rescuer,
right,
whose life was surrounded about losing his sister when he first moved to Oregon, and believed for years that I was responsible, and if I hadn't moved away from home, been a selfish little bastard, my sister would be alive today, 41 years. I'm the rescuer too. 41 years later, Doug, I still have this twinkle in my stupid little self that thinks, well, yeah, if I had just stayed. And it's crazy. I'm not God. You're not God. Does God work in weird ways? I guess so. Sure looks that way. But again,
our government's not from God. That's for sure.
Well, that's for sure. Well, they don't, again, I used to tease the police bureau leaders about this, where you've covered the mirrors up in your offices with black paper. because there's no way you can look yourself in the eye and do the things you're doing. And I believe that about our government. I believe that about most leaders. I don't care which one it is. Okay? They have turned again, they've covered mirrors because they have decided to behave in a way that's just reprehensible.
Right.
There's no reason for all of this. And this distortion about how we all hate each other because of our color, our skin, our gender, our practices is a bunch of nonsense that's only used to distract us from them ripping us off. Which one hell of a job.
Was the information I came home from Germany with, which I wish I'd never known anything about any of it.
Yeah, well, wait, sometimes I guess the less known, the better.
Right. But what I can do is get horses going, get some students going, and just get back to training horses and ignore the rest.
I'm not in any position to really help you in that regard. The Mountain Hood Center opened again. I don't know what they're thinking, because I hear they're charging a lot of money to ride, but they got a lot of horse stuff in there. I know they got a girl who thinks she's a trainer. I don't really know her.
Yeah, her and I already had a falling out. Well, yeah, she wanted to repeat the pattern of me being the bitch and her being the star and have me train her horses so she could make the money, teach her how to train, and she'd be the star, and I'd get $4 an hour. And I said, I swear to God, I wasn't going to do that anymore.
Okay, but Doug, I'm going to tell you, you got to start... You've got to start sitting down and trying to spin the globe, I'll call it, in a different direction so you get a different view of it. So rather than care about whether or not you're the hero who trained the horses, know that you are, and you silently work to make sure that compensation, I'm not taking $4 an hour. Fuck you, bitch.
Right.
I'm worth 50. I don't care. You don't want to pay me 50. Don't.
Right.
I don't care whose name goes on this little platform. I don't care who says that. Because I know and God knows who trains these horses.
As long as you're paid right.
Well, right. That's right. I got to be compensated. I don't care about being the hero. Compensate me. I'll work for you. You're not going to compensate me. I'm out of here. I'll work against you.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Well, okay. My guess is that you got your little ego up. And you let ego Doug get in the way of reality Doug who needs a job and needs some income. I go back to picking on me again and the whole police bureau thing. The reason I could tell the police bureau to fuck off in 2006 is because I had worked long enough to earn my retirement, and they had to give it to me, and they have to give it to me as long as I live. And there's no way they can't, and I just have to live within my means or go my ass back to work, which I did for a while, and I'll do it again if I have to. But my point is, don't stop letting these people control you by how you react to them.
Right. And when that doesn't work, they just take your money away.
Well,
so I got a barn I can work out of in Forest Grove, and I've known the people a long time.
Right.
I just have to put a filter on my mouth, which I'm going to a place twice a month, and I'm talking to a gal about, she's looked at some of the stuff. She, it's a mental health counselor, and she said, you know what? You're right. These people, that is a death threat. You're right. Those people are molesting their kids. He goes, it's the federal government. They're wicked motherfuckers. Let's put a filter on your mouth so they leave you alone. You're on the radar. Let's just lay low, and I'm on pretrial release. I was trained by the Secret Service Obama administration. The allegation was threatening to launch Operation Braveheart, which I did not do. And if I had done, I should have been a fucking hero. But I didn't.
I'm in trouble again, but that filter back on.
Right.
Put that filter back on, Doug.
Exactly.
But I guess what I wish she had told you was, let's put that book and let's put it in a little bag or an envelope here. Let's seal the envelope and let's let it be for a while. Let's put it away for a while.
Well, I want it ready for when they arrest Barack Obama.
Well, they won't eat their own. They'll dance around the edge and probably eat some of their peripheral, but they'll never eat their own.
Yeah.
Okay? And if their goal is for them to eat their own, let it go, because you're not going to win that. You're just not. always know I don't have to be the judge and jury, because someplace else in some future time that'll happen. And all of the things you have done, all of the harm you have caused, all of the havoc you have wreaked, you will pay for. If not here, I don't care. But don't let them consume you. This is one of the things that victims let happen, Doug. They let the assaulter own the rest of their life.
Yeah, I'm just
They can't let go of being victimized by them.
Figure out how to advertise and get some horses and work. I got a little barn. I got a fucked up little trailer. That's about right. I got a little trailer.
I mean, I have no idea what she's going to be able to accomplish up there at Mountain Hood Center. I think she's setting herself up for failure.
Oh, completely.
$25 a ride, Doug.
Oh yeah, and $700 a stall. I mean,
15 if you bring a second horse, so you can pay 35 bucks for 2 horses.
Right.
Doug, I've charged 10, and people whine every month about it, practically. Well, okay, not every month.
Pretty much.
And they always try to work deals. No one's going to go up there and ride for that. Yeah. I know they put a lot of money, and I know they invested a lot, and I know they, but it started out as a community center, and at $25 a ride, you're just not going to get them.
No.
So my point of bringing her up is, if she can, then you need to start going. You need not to get yourself in trouble with her, and you need to go out there and be friendly with people. See if there's a bulletin board, stick your name up there.
Yeah, I'm friends with the owner. Not her, but the owner.
Well, then use that to your advantage, but don't compete with her. Like I said, she wants to pay you to become knowledgeable in the Doug Phipps method of training, then make sure you get your money's worth. But you charge her, and she's not willing to pay, then don't share the knowledge. Right. But you know as well as I do, the best way for you is to get you and your horses out there where people can see them.
Well, first I have to get some horses.
Well, I understand that, but if it's not, but that's my point. If I have to train, I'm not a trainer, but if I have to train Jill's horse and be the trainer kind of behind the scenes, but everyone knows that Jill can't train this horse because Jill's owned this horse and this horse never did what it's doing now, so they all know Jill's saying it, but they all know it's not her. And soon enough, the people who care and want to know are going to come find out who trained Jill's horse. They'll go around Jill, they'll figure out who it was, and they'll find out, oh, it's Doug. Well, she's got Doug down there in Forest Grove training the horses, whatever. And they'll come to you. I don't care that's my point to you. I don't care whose horse it is.
Right.
When a horse starts performing better than it used to, and people are watching it, especially in a crowded place, if you're hoping that Mount Hood's not going to be a crowded place, they're going to start thinking, who trained that horse? And again, if Jill says, well, I did, they're going to think, oh, Jill, I've known you a long time. You're bullshit. You didn't train that horse. They're not going to say it to Jill because they're not rude. But they're going to come find out who did. You know that. You've been around horse people all your life. Right?
Yes, sir.
They're going to come find out who trained it. And then they're going to say, hey, Doug, do you train horses again? And you're going to say, well, kind of quietly out here in Forest Grove I am. Got a little barn, a little place. You want to bring your horse out here? And you know they will, even if it's a long haul.
Well,
if they can see their horse haul the way, perform the way they want it to perform, better than they've been able to get it to perform by themselves, they're going to come. And they all have money to spend because Jesus Christ, it's an expensive hobby.
Damn right, yeah, it is.
Well, that's for sure.
Well, I got an invention for the shearers, and that's kind of what got me in trouble is, they saw one of my inventions and then they went nuts, so I already kind of figured out how to remake it and make it better. Don't want to go on a horseshoeing invention, do you, Tom?
No, I don't want no. My plate is fuller than I want my plate to be.
Yeah.
So, that's my 2 cents to you. That's what I would do. I'd go behind the scenes. I try to save my daughter.
Right.
I wouldn't take any credit. And I'd visit her as I got my shit together.
So, can I ask you, do you know Portland Detective Dan Andrews?
I do, actually.
Okay, because that's
very well. Well, that's say that because I'm never really sure how well I know people.
That's the guy that covered up my dad's murder and showed up with. He was a hand-picked guy from Department of State.
Well, I always had I've been gone for a long time. So we'll preface it by this. I've been gone for a long time, but I always had a lot of admiration and respect for Dan, and Dan did for me. And I would have put Dan in Tom Mack's camp in regards to loyalties. But I've been gone, 13 years now.
Well, see, you were my hero when I came back. I said Tom Mack's my hero. I mean, as far as words from me, I said Tom Mack was my hero.
And I'm a pretty isolated, antisocial person. Part of my problem, I guess, in life. I don't communicate with a whole lot of people. I talked to Dan not too long ago, but not at any great length. And I took my own advice about the police bureau. I don't dwell there. It's a fucked up place who's underserving the public, and it's a pitiful excuse for what's going on in the city of Portland. Some of it not their control, but all of it within their ability to do something about it if they get off their ass.
Right.
But in the police unions or the police bureau, they all could do something to make it better around here, and they don't. They'll use whatever excuse they want about how it's hard. They're not doing the right thing's hard. No, it's not. I'm just going to do the right thing.
No, it's usually what I got from behind the scenes and living with the people I did, federal investigators, etc., is they always said it was their higher-ups. They were getting pressured by their higher-ups. You know, Dan was one way, and he went to West Virginia, looked at a little as far as what I could gather, computer somewhere, you know, at the time, Clapper was the head of CIA, and next thing you know, everything turned into a fucktard festival.
Again, at some point you just gotta let it go. Look, they're trying to turn the current president, no matter how you feel about the guy, he's the current president, and they're trying to turn his life upside down by something that he wasn't even president when they're saying these things happen. And if it did happen, it was somebody else's responsibility to watch, so why aren't you talking to the people who are supposed to be watching?
Well, I always think of it like
who you say supposedly benefited, who wasn't in control of jack shit at the time.
I always say, why pick a hole in our boat? It's all the same boat.
And so just let go.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me,
hello?
I was a union rep. They will go to...
Hello, losing. Tom, are you there?
They'll lose.
I got full reception. I don't know what you doing now.
Huh?
Okay, I lost you for a minute. Now you're back.
Lose you?
No, I'm here now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
No, let it go.
Yep.
Huh? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Did they teach you that at least?
Yeah.
Just believe in karma. Believe in karma. It'll come.
Yes, sir. Well,
and those people who have done the things they've done will suffer the consequence. It'll come. And it's not your job to do. It's not mine. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to live the best life I can. I'm going to be nice to people. I'm going to try to pass, as sick as it sounds, love to people and not anger and not frustration, and find your goal and go for it. But don't fight these windmills. Don't fight these people. And don't be consumed by them when they victimize you.
Well, it's my little girl.
You should be telling your daughter. Well, the same thing is true. But at some point, you're going to have to tell your little girl. You're going to have to, at some point in life, sit down with her and tell her that. And tell her not to let those people who wronged her, who abused her, who took advantage of her, who did inappropriate things, to not let them own her for the rest of her life. To tell them, fuck off. I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to thrive in this world. I am not going to walk around in misery. I am not going to become a drug addict. I am not going to become a person who's shamed and guilt-ridden because you people victimized me.
Yeah,
That's the path you should walk, not the path your daughter should walk.
They've given her marijuana and she's 6, Tom.
Well, then someone should take them away from her, and they should get tested. If she's sick, she's going to school, and the school should, if someone makes an anonymous complaint to the school about what's going on there, it should be looked at.
Yeah, it just gets covered up.
You can't keep thinking that. At some point, you have to throw out the actions to the others and let them do it and hope that this time it's done right.
Well, I need to get my own.
Are you going to be the one who fights this?
I got a plan. So my plan's pretty simple. I just got to get an address, have my income, and just apply for normal rights. Go screw that up, and then I'll do the next one.
And then you think they're just going to, 6 months later, they're going to give you your daughter. You just think they're going to turn her over to you.
I just want to be able to have visitation rights, you know?
Well, okay. Doug, I had to go, but you have got to try to look at the bigger picture and not, again, you can't always be the hero. This isn't a guy who knows that himself. You can't always be the hero. You can't always save everybody. You can't rescue everyone. You will consume yourself and you won't rescue anyone. And you.
First I gotta rescue me. Then I can be in a position to rescue her.
Well, that's right. Fix me first. That should be your motto. Fix me first. Doesn't mean anything's bad, just fix me first. I gotta get my life in order, I gotta get horses, I gotta get a place to live, I gotta do this. Fix me first.
Yeah. Income. It's just income.
Well, alright. Well, a lot of it's just that. But you know how to do that. You might have to eat a little crow, you might have to keep your name out of the limelight. But again, focus on the big goal.